Hello grapplers and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to talk about homing moves and what can you do with it and how do you test homing moves. All characters have a weak side. A side where if you sidestep, most of the moves have a tendency to whiff. Remember that in Tekken, this is a 3D game, you can sidestep or sidewalk both sides. So it is very important for you to know when can you sidestep and what to do when people are sidestepping you. So first of all, let's test the homing moves. All homing moves have this blue line, bluish line. That means these moves track both sides. And you can check that in the move list. If you go here, you'll see that white arrow, circling arrow with a blue background. That means this move, rolling so bad, has tracking to both sides. So how do you test tracking or sidestepping? Well, first of all, you go to practice settings, put the opponent in block actions, block all, and you test sidesteps. Let's test sidestep left. It works, as you see, and sidestep right also works. Now, I already told you all characters have a weak side. In the case of King, his weak side is his left side. So sidestep right is the way to go against King. If you look at guides on how to sidestep characters, you'll see the sidesteps, not the weak sides. In Tekken, we usually refer to a character being weak to a certain sidewalk or sidestep. We don't talk necessarily about the weak side. So if you look at a guide that says King is weak to sidestep right, that obviously means his weak side is his left side. And also remember that the sidestep changes depending if you're a player 2 or player 1 side. Player 1 side, for example, sidestep right is down. In the case of player 2, it's up. So now that we know that King is weak to sidestep or sidewalk right, we can test some of his moves, and you'll see that most of his moves whiff. So how do you deal with that? Well, first of all, you can use the homing moves. Characters still have ways to deal with the sidestep without actually going for the homing moves. For example, in the case of King, his down forward 3 has really good tracking to his weak side. So you can cover this just by using this move, which is +6 on hit, -9 on block. So you lose your turn if this is blocked. And you also have a follow-up that is basically a knowledge check, which is down forward 3, 4. That is not the only way for you to cover that weak side. Lows usually have good tracking. You have to test the low. Lower lows tend to whiff to one side, but the faster lows, let's say everything under 17, 16 frames, maybe 18 frames, usually track to the weak side. In the case of King, you'll see that down 3 is tracking super well to his weak side. And same with the generic down 4. Generics, especially lows, usually have really good tracking. Now you'll see that its lower lows tend to be a little more linear. This changes from character to character, but in the case of King, you'll see that this whiffs. In this game, grabs have really good tracking, so people can, if someone is sidestepping you, you can also go for a grab, for example, giant swing, and you'll catch them. The other thing you can do, and this is also super important, especially when you see people sidestepping, because you'll see very commonly in Tekken that people are backdashing, using Korean backdash or regular backdash in this game, and they're gonna start immediately sidestepping to that side. Super common, especially when they are escaping the corner or in other situations, just by playing the neutral, people will sidestep or sidewalk. You can realign yourself. Remember that this move whiffed against Dragunov. In this case, sidestep right. What if I realign with Dragunov and move to sidestep left in order to catch the sidestep right? And then I'm hitting Dragunov. So you can realign your axis depending on what the opponent is doing. Even moves that had no tracking now will track as you're moving at the same time as your opponent. In Tekken, negative frames work in a different way. It's not like Street Fighter, for example, if you come from Street Fighter, where if you're -2, -3, you have to be super careful. This is -3. Just to give you a small example. If Dragunov uses a punch here, I'll still be able to sidestep. Usually between -1 and -5. In some cases, -6, you can sidestep still. So you can perfectly do this into a sidestep. Let's record a move just to show you a 1. Nothing fancy, just a 1. Very linear, very fast. I'm sidestepping. So you can still sidestep even if I'm -3. Now in this case, I'm using a -5 move. King he's a wide character, so he's gonna get hit if I try to sidestep him being close to the character. Dragunov doesn't allow me to sidestep. But if I space myself so my hurt box is not that close to Dragunov, I will be able to sidestep with that -5. Okay. You also have to test on hit to see if you can track with plus frames. Again, the same things apply. If you are very plus against an opponent, let's say you're +6, +7, usually even the linear move will track. So instead of blocking, we're gonna test standing. And here you'll see that it's sidewalk right, my weak side, and I'm still catching because this is just so +8. So he doesn't have frames to move. He doesn't have enough frames. However, some moves can still whiff. If you really want to be sure the opponent will not sidestep, use your plus moves. Again, this one, he cannot sidestep. That is the way of testing your homing. Remember, the opponent has to be either blocking all or standing if you want to test on hit, and then sidewalk to the character weak side. How do you know your character weak side? You can Google it, or you can test it for yourself. If most of your moves whiff to one side, that means probably that is the weak side of your character, and you have to take some notes so you know that is the weak side, and you can now learn to deal with it. This is super important in Tekken. I can't stress how important it is to know when or where to sidestep in Tekken. Thank you for being here today. I hope this video helped. I'm gonna make some more specific King videos in the future. I stream on twitch.tv/Kirubu. Now we have a schedule. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Saturdays. If you like this video, please subscribe. We are close to... and if you have any opinions, anything you might want me to touch Tekken, let me know. As always, have a great day. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep playing grapplers.